What if everything we know about Earth's most desolate continent is completely wrong, and the truth lies frozen below? What if beneath 4 kilometers of ice, an ancient civilization, unknown species, and terrifying secrets are silently waiting? 7 nations have fought over this frozen wasteland. Governments have spent millions exploring it. But why does nobody live here? Today we take you deep into Antarctica, a place hiding more shocking mysteries than any other location on Earth. No country owns this continent. No cities exist here. No roads cross its endless frozen plains of white silence. Only a handful of scientists occasionally brave this barren wilderness, risking everything to chase the unknown beneath the ice. And what they have found here has shaken the very foundations of everything science once believed about our planet. It all began in 2012, when a satellite captured a photograph over East Antarctica that left researchers absolutely stunned. The image revealed a perfectly oval structure, roughly 120 meters long, eerily resembling the ruins of an ancient building. Was it human activity? Impossible. The site lay absurdly far from any known research station on the entire continent. Scientists suggested a natural snow ridge, sculpted over centuries by powerful, katabatic winds unique to the polar environment. But the structure was too perfectly symmetrical. Nature rarely produces such flawless geometric precision on this massive a scale. Some researchers boldly proposed that ancient artificial objects might lie concealed beneath thousands of years of accumulated Antarctic ice. Others pointed to a massive meteorite impact, while some called it an unrecognized geological anomaly science could not yet explain. This heated debate tore open Antarctica's veil of mystery for the very first time, and the world began paying attention. Then, attention turned to something even more unsettling: pyramid-shaped mountains standing with impossible precision above the Antarctic ice sheet. Their geometry appears almost flawless, with razor-sharp edges and triangular faces that seem deliberately engineered by an intelligent hand. Skeptics insist these are ordinary mountains, naturally carved over millennia by relentless polar winds and ancient glacial erosion. But geological analysis delivered a surprise. The 4 most prominent pyramids are composed of perfectly identical rock material throughout, as if they were constructed following the same blueprint, using the same ancient techniques by the same unknown builders. Could an advanced civilization have thrived in Antarctica long before recorded history? The evidence keeps quietly accumulating beneath the ice. But Antarctica's secrets extend far beyond suspected ruins. A stunning biological discovery has completely rewritten the story of life here. Emperor penguins have long symbolized survival against impossible odds, enduring the harshest conditions on Earth with astonishing resilience. But on King George Island, what researchers found buried deep beneath the ice has forced science to rethink everything. A joint American, Australian, and Chinese paleontology team descended more than 300 meters below the frozen surface for research. There, in the frozen darkness, they stumbled upon 6 perfectly preserved natural penguin mummies from a vanished ancient world. These were not artificially embalmed. The extreme polar cold and dryness had naturally mummified them over hundreds of silent years. Feather textures, skeletal structures, even traces of their last meals remained astonishingly intact after centuries, sealed in frozen darkness. Carbon-negative 14 dating, combined with advanced elemental detection, revealed a staggering truth. These penguins died approximately 750 years ago. They belonged to a rare extinct species that thrived during the final dramatic chapter of Earth's last great ice age. Larger than today's emperor penguins, they had sharper beaks, perfectly designed for hunting prey in deep Antarctic waters below. They hunted deep-water shellfish, small fish, and algae, proof that Antarctica's coastline once supported a thriving marine ecosystem. This single discovery obliterated the long-held assumption that Antarctica has always been nothing but a frozen, lifeless wasteland. Just 750 years ago, these shores apparently enjoyed mild temperatures, ice-free waters, and abundant marine life supporting entire colonies. So what catastrophic event transformed this hospitable coast into the frozen nightmare we see today? Nobody can say for certain. The sediment layers surrounding the mummies held even deeper puzzles about the violent circumstances of these ancient penguins. Sudden death, A 20-centimeter sediment layer had formed at an abnormal rate, completely defying the slow geological accumulation patterns recorded just below. That anomalous layer was rich in phosphorus and sulfur, chemical signatures characteristic of massive penguin guano deposits from large colonies. The data told a chilling story. The penguin population suddenly exploded, then vanished completely within an incredibly short time frame. The mummies lay in parallel strips, heads uniformly tilted downward, unmistakable evidence of being swept by powerful washing water currents. Tiny glacial debris particles remained trapped between their feathers, silent witnesses to whatever violent catastrophe killed them all instantly. Two competing theories emerged to explain this mass extinction, but neither could fully solve the mystery buried in Antarctic ice. Theory 1. A catastrophic glacial flood, triggered when abnormal warming suddenly collapsed a massive nearby Antarctic ice shelf structure. A devastating wall of water carrying ice blocks and gravel would have annihilated the colony, freezing everything within mere moments. This scenario elegantly explains both the neat arrangement of remains and the clear water erosion marks found across the bodies. To test this, researchers plan to drill deep ice cores nearby and reconstruct ancient temperature records from 750 years ago. Antarctic ice cores are nature's climate archives, preserving precise temperature data locked within hydrogen and oxygen isotope ratio patterns. Scientists will also analyze glacial debris from penguin feathers, comparing particles against material from confirmed modernized shelf collapses. Ground-penetrating radar will scan surrounding ice layers, hunting for collapse evidence that 750 years of snowfall may have deeply buried. Theory 2. A monstrous superstorm surge struck the coast, and a sudden extreme temperature plunge flash froze everything instantly solid. Seawater driven inland by the storm could have engulfed a colony, then crystallized into ice within minutes as temperatures cratered. But this theory has a fatal flaw. Absolutely no abnormal seawater salt concentrations were found anywhere in the surrounding sediment. Both theories carry unresolved contradictions. The true cause of this ancient catastrophe remains one of Antarctica's most haunting unsolved mysteries. These frozen mummies now serve as silent witnesses, recording an ancient climate disaster that modern science still cannot fully decode. If the penguin mummies cracked open questions about Antarctica's past, then an ancient map tears that mystery wide open. In 1513, Ottoman Admiral Piri Reis completed a world map years before Magellan ever finished his famous global circumnavigation. His map accurately depicted coastlines of South America, Africa, and most shockingly, the Antarctic continent itself in remarkable detail. Here is the disturbing part. Antarctica appears on this map without ice, matching terrain from thousands of years ago. Without satellites, sonar, or any modern technology, how could a 16th century sailor possess such impossibly precise Antarctic geographical knowledge? Many researchers believe Piri Reis drew from source maps belonging to a far more ancient civilization now lost to history. If that civilization existed, its ruins and its knowledge may now lie sealed forever, deep beneath the Antarctic ice sheet. Antarctica's mysteries also intersect with one of history's darkest chapters, the long, rumored, Nazi secret base 211, hidden beneath ice. In January 1939, a German expedition officially reached Antarctica and boldly claimed a vast frozen region as New Swabia territory. Persistent legends claim the Germans built hidden underground tunnels and fortified bunkers deep beneath the ice to conceal secret technology. Some accounts describe enormous natural caverns discovered beneath the ice, allegedly vast enough to shelter an entire hidden underground city. A German research station still operates in New Swabia today, but these wartime legends remain neither confirmed nor fully disproven. But among all Antarctic enigmas, one stands above the rest in sheer awe and scientific importance: the legendary Lake Vostok. Buried beneath nearly 4 kilometers of solid ice, this colossal lake stretches 250 kilometers long and 50 kilometers wide. Scientists estimate it formed at least 15 million years ago, before Antarctica was completely covered by its permanent ice. A completely isolated, ancient ecosystem may survive in its pitch-black waters, utterly untouched by the outside world, for countless millennia. Scientists are terrified that, Breaking this seal could release unknown organisms, or trigger consequences that humanity simply cannot predict yet. In the late 1800s, British explorer Frank Bickerton recovered the very first meteorite ever discovered on the Antarctic continent's surface. Organic compounds hidden inside that space rock ignited global speculation about the extraordinary possibility that extraterrestrial life actually exists. In 2019, satellites photographed a strangely geometric iceberg with almost perfectly straight edges, a formation nature almost never creates. Over 4 decades, Antarctic ice melting has accelerated far beyond every prediction, and scientists still argue about the cause. Some blame ocean currents, others cite greenhouse gases, and a controversial few suggest hidden geothermal furnaces melting ice from below. In Wilkesland, satellite data reveals an enormous circular depression approximately 480 kilometers wide, completely buried deep beneath the ice. Scientists believe a massive asteroid, roughly 50 kilometers across, smashed into Earth here, creating this colossal hidden crater eons ago. And the impact of that magnitude could have reshaped global climate and potentially triggered one of Earth's devastating mass extinction events. In the dry valleys, a bizarre snowless desert nestled between the Transantarctic mountains, paleontologists unearthed yet another staggering ancient find. They excavated plant fossils between 50 and 100 million years old, including ancient tree fragments, leaf imprints, and complete seeds. Micro-CT scanning confirmed these were tropical species, belonging to plant families that today only survive in warm equatorial regions worldwide. Laurel trees, magnolias, and lush evergreen forests once blanketed this continent, a paradise now buried under kilometers of relentless ice. Mount Erebus, Antarctica's most active volcano, has erupted over 100 times since 1841, with its latest eruption in 2020. Antarctic fungi thrive at -32 degrees Celsius. One species can even decompose oil, offering hope for cleaning ocean spills. Deep beneath the central ice sheet, the completely hidden gambos of mountains conceal unexplained heat sources and suspected massive underground cavities. Some daring theorists speculate these underground chambers might be remnants of a lost city, possibly even the legendary sunken Atlantis. Plato described Atlantis as a magnificent civilization of gold and bronze that vanished overnight. Could it sleep beneath Antarctic ice? Antarctica remains a frozen book that humanity has barely opened. Every page reveals deeper mysteries and more profound questions. The secrets sealed under this ice have waited millions of years, and they are not done waiting, not yet. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.